All right, I'm out here for part 2 of my personal back pain series, which I don't want to be a part of as much as I'm sure nobody else wants to have pain or an injury. It's allowed me to have some insights. So I did a video 2 days ago where I went out and basically did a hike, tried to trail run. That was not happening. And, you know, you go watch that part 1 video and kind of see some insights there. I don't want to repeat a whole lot of that, but 2 days later, I decided my wife and kids are out of town, so I wanted to take advantage of the free time. Funny enough, I shot a video on chronic pain. You can also go check that out right over there about 2 years ago. But yeah, this is 2 days post that hiking video, and I started off the day with an 8-mile mountain bike ride. No issue with that whatsoever. Did a little trail run. Was able to run 80% of it. Had some interesting insights. Now I'm on the paddleboard, and I'm about ready to tow the paddleboard and swim out to that opening, and then paddleboard back to the beach. But again, the first video was about smartly or intelligently pushing if you can rule in or out injury. And you may need some guidance on that from clinician or a trainer or coach. You may be may have some tools. You may have enough intuition, which is something we need to pay attention to figure that out on your own. But something that I picked up, which I'm always trying to do as a clinician, is when I was running today, like, things that don't match, right? So one of the things that bothered me all week with my back was like impact. So these quick jerk moments, which usually a quick jerk moment that is initiating an injury is going to be some sort of soft tissue injury, because tendons in particular don't like a jerk moment. That's when we're going to get, tendinopathies. But running downhill, I could bomb downhill, no pain. What was bothering me was flat ground. So what am I theorizing? I have no clue if I'm right or wrong, but one of the theories I was thinking in my head is, guys versus gals are much more dominant with their posterior chain on deceleration when running, and maybe I'm a little weak or undercapacitized up front around my quad and stuff, because I've also been having some knee stuff. So putting those two together, and maybe that's why flat ground was bothering me more than bombing downhill. Also, maybe my ankles are getting a bit stiff, and when they're challenged on flat ground, whereas downhill the dorsiflexion requirement is decreased. I don't know if any of that's right, but I'm just thinking in my head, trying to figure myself out, but also help others with the information that I can ascertain from my own, plight. All that to be said, you can try to figure things out on your own. Do you have to know all the anatomy and physiology? No, you can say, yeah, it hurts going flat. It doesn't downhill. What else am I feeling? I don't just feel my back when I'm running flat. Maybe I feel like my ankle's stiff. I feel my calves working harder. What do I feel after the run? What's stiff? What's tight? What am I not doing after the run? What am I not doing in cross training outside of running, cycling, sport of choice, activity of choice? Am I not exercising and I'm just trying to compete or, go too hard in the paint on the weekends? Whatever it is, I really think that this video should be about, listening to your body and not always farming out your health and your body's intuition to a healthcare practitioner, which I am, and I have a place or a role, and so does every other practitioner, so long as they have the patient, at the center of care and their best interests in their view. But what your body's doing better than most clinicians, and if you don't, you need a process to start listening to your body better. And that's what I find with a lot of patients is they're just shutting down the input from their body, maybe because they have felt bad for so long, they've been in pain for so long, they don't move. So think of, this term mechanoreception. So the ability to pick up movement is occurring via joints and tissues in our body. If you don't move, you lose mechanoreception, which is like your brain's ability to see your joints and tissues. So if you can't see them, it's like you're blind to your body, and pretty soon you literally don't. I think you have poor awareness. And one thing we do know clinically, we would have a fancy term called sensory motor input, that the better I pick things up in my environment, the better my output is, or the more clean my output is. So it's like, static in, static out type deal. So I'll stop rambling here and I'm gonna get to swimming. But if you have any questions on this stuff, and maybe I'll do one more follow-up video, maybe just a short one, just kind of talking about how it's ended up maybe a week out from now. But there's a 9 and 18 mile trail race next week. I might run it. I don't know if that's smart. If I can't run on flat ground without feeling like I'm getting jabbed with a Swiss Army knife, probably not gonna do it. I don't think that's a great thing to put my body through. I don't think it teaches me anything, except you could say, oh, it's teaching you to be tough. Maybe that's not the point. So Let me know if you have any questions. You can comment, and yeah, see you next time.